All right, let's talk about hard, shall we? I know a lot of times people will quit this journey, this process prematurely because they say it's too hard, it's too difficult, it's too hard to eat out with friends. Not obviously right this second. It's too hard to learn to cook all these different foods. It's too hard to track. It's too hard to go for a walk. But I'm going to just show you kind of the other side of it, right? Isn't it also hard to have to squeeze into clothes that don't feel comfortable? Isn't it also hard to continuously every day wake up wanting to do something and not choosing to do the actions? Like, isn't that mentally grinding and hard? Yes, it is. Isn't it hard to want to be able to physically go do things with your kids, with your families, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, with your spouse, and to not feel like you're going to either physically be able to do it or to question if you have the capacity to do it, like go for a hike or ride on an amusement park ride? Like, aren't all those things hard? And here's the deal, okay? Yes, it might be hard in the moment to track your food, to eat better, to learn to cook, but ultimately you're teaching yourself skill sets that once you lose this weight and all those other things become easier, you get off your CPAP machine, you stop taking your diabetes medication because your doctor says you're doing great and you don't need it anymore. You don't need your blood pressure medication. You can go out and have fun with your family. You get to be free in your body, right? You now have those skills that you did not have prior to allow you to enjoy this new body, this body that allows you to live life fully, to where you don't feel imprisoned by having to think through, will I fit? Can I do? Will I be embarrassed? You know, you're constantly keeping yourself imprisoned in your mind and limiting yourself on all the potential you have in the world because of your body. Your body is your prison, okay? But if you peck away at this, if you break free, you will have skills to keep the weight off. And then you're free to do what you want to do. It's kind of like that whole Dave Ramsey thing he always talks about, you know, pay off your debt today. So, you know, yes, you live like nobody because you're eating beans and rice and paying off your debt, but one day you get to live like nobody else. It's the same concept. If you don't give up, if you keep working at this, if you self-assess honestly, start where you are, make improvements, over time you acquire the skills that feel really hard today, they become easier, and I can prove it to you. There's probably something, not weight loss related, that was difficult for you at some point, whether it was something at your job, whether it was a parenting thing, whether it was, heck, working a new technology gadget of some type, something that was really difficult for you that over time you learned how to do. So when you got hired day one on your job, I'm sure there were things you had to become acquainted with, processes, systems. You learned them, right? And on the first day, it felt very hard. It felt very tough to figure all that out. But then you start to learn systematically. You learn new things. It becomes easier. Now you probably, years, months later, it's not a problem for you like it once was. That's the same thing. So what we're doing is we're robbing ourselves of freedom from having to, like I said, limit ourselves based on our body because we think things are hard today. But what we're not really realizing is by not putting in the work today, by not chipping away at it and learning these processes and systems, we're keeping ourselves trapped, and it will be hard forever. Forever. It's only going to get harder. As you age, things break down. Things don't work as well. Things hurt more than they do now. If you got age on your side, great, but at some point you won't, okay? And so I'm coming to you because I care. You can free yourself from this by learning simple processes and systems that might feel hard now. I guarantee that might be the case. But as you become more and more acquainted with how to do these things, it will be easier. And then you have the freedom and the hard of being trapped in this body that doesn't allow you to live life fully, okay, isn't going to be there anymore. So you get to pick your hard. You face it today, you do the work, you learn the skills you don't currently possess, right? or you stay stuck in a body that makes life get harder, and as you age it will hurt more and it will become more difficult, and there could be more medical situations that arise. So we always get to make a choice every day on what hard we want to embrace. And I'm going to encourage you, embrace the hard that sets you free. Because yes, today you might feel like this is really difficult, but remind yourself, there's been other things in my life that have been difficult and I have learned how to do them. And now they are not so hard. The same will be true for this. You have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.